Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports with you, welcoming you all to the Media Centre here at Barber Motorsports Park, and for all of you live online on the IndyCar Facebook Live page. A really great day, a really great occasion for us all to get together and talk about and celebrate and find out more about what is the best and most exciting global motorsports story of 2017. No doubt about that. Joining us, the Executive Director of the McLaren Technology Group. He's come home, American Zach Brown. Beside him, two-time Formula One World Champion Fernando Alonso, founder, CEO of Andretti Autosports, Michael Andretti, and the CEO of the Holman & Co., which is, of course, the IndyCar Series and Indianapolis Motor Speedway parent company. Mark Miles, I want to start with you first. After celebrating the 100th running of the Indy 500 last year, there was so much to celebrate, but that also reminded us of the long and deep and rich history of the Indy 500 being truly an international event, and whether that be from the drivers' nationalities or the fact that it's celebrated globally. What does this announcement with Fernando and with Andretti Autosport and McLaren and Honda mean to the 101st running?
Well, it's a big deal. But let me, before I answer your question, just have this public chance to say thanks to Zach and McLaren and Fernando for his interest in doing this, and for Michael and Andretti for putting it together, and for somewhere in the back of the room, I think our friends from Honda are here. So it really was a team effort to get us to this day. It's a really important opportunity for us. IndyCar racing is growing in its fan base. We came off a great 100th running in Indianapolis, and Fernando's entrance into the picture for this year really gives us another big opportunity. I know the drivers are looking forward to mixing it up with you, Fernando, and the attention that we've seen already from around the world is really significant for us. In fact, when Fernando is in Indianapolis the week after next, I think on May 3rd, I'm going to be in 4 days in London, Paris, Milano. Let's see, we're going to be in Barcelona and Madrid. And we're going to be there while he's in Indy, really taking the opportunity to tell the IndyCar story and remind people of that rich history. I've read clippings back from the very first race in Indianapolis, and I don't know how people communicated, but the world was interested in the Indianapolis 500-mile race from its first day, and Fernando's presence will make it even bigger this year.
Zach, for you, the NBC Sports Group got together with you at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya recently. We never expected to see you here at Barber Motorsports Park. From the IndyCar side of things, a lot of team owners and just everyone in the IndyCar community thinks you're the coolest team boss. Some of your colleagues over on the F1 side say you're the craziest team boss. Which one is it?
Probably somewhere in between. This is an outstanding opportunity, I think, for the world of motorsports to be able to come to Indianapolis, as McLaren has once, well, done more than once, done 3 times, and one to do it with Michael Andretti, and then ultimately to have Fernando Alonso as our driver. I think it's just a outstanding opportunity. It came together very quickly. Wouldn't have happened without Mark Miles, Michael, Stephen Wilson, I think is a bit of the unsung hero in this whole process. And we're really excited, and can tell you, I'll let Fernando speak for himself, but I've never seen a driver so excited, dedicated, and motivated to run in a race. So I think, like all of you in here and everyone around the world, we're excited to see the month of May.
Michael, for you as an Andretti, the Indianapolis 500 has been kind of the centerpiece to your life. For you, your son and your father, you've amassed 56 Indy 500 starts. I mean, it's the core of the family, right? But this is a wonderful collaborative effort for the Andretti name, Andretti Autosport as a team and as a company, for McLaren, the heritage of McLaren at the 500, Honda, you get a 2-time world champion. Was it pretty complex to bring it all together?
It was a little bit, but the ultimate goal was, we got to figure out a way to make it happen, because this is just going to be such a huge deal, and it's going to be great for everybody involved. I don't think there's one person that's involved in this thing that's not going to get something out of it. I think it's just going to be a fantastic thing. I think there's so much interest all over the world. I think it's going to be great for Formula One. I think it's going to be great for IndyCar, great for Indy 500, great for our team, great for McLaren. I mean, it's great. So, yeah, it was a little complicated there, because of some of the plans that we already had in place, and we had to rearrange things, and that's where Stephen Wilson came in, and he was gracious enough to step back and you know, take a year off, and we'll do it next year. But he understood the magnitude of this, and hats off to him for helping out and making this all happen.
And Fernando, for you, I mean, just this program, your announcement has created such a buzz here in the United States for all people involved in motorsport. You've done so much, you've seen so much, you've achieved so much, but I don't think in your illustrious racing career you could have ever imagined the words, "Welcome to Alabama."
Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, it's true. Obviously, my first time here, and hopefully not the last. I will come hopefully to see a little bit more about Alabama, not only the circuit, but yeah, it has been an amazing week or 10 days from the announcement. So really exciting about this opportunity, you know, for any racing driver in the world to compete in the best races is the main goal. Against the best drivers and with the best and the fastest cars in the world. So this is what I'm trying to experience with the Indy 500 adventure, and yeah, I'm really looking forward. I know that it's a very difficult challenge for me to get used to the car, get used to the super speedway and all the techniques that are you need to be on top of it, but you know, I have the best team around me. I have an amazing people that will help me to speed up this process, and it's so challenging that it's exciting at the same time, because I think you know, I need to go through different steps in this learning that I need to do it in 2 weeks' time, no more than that, and that's quite exciting. And as I said, I'm looking forward. I would like to thank obviously McLaren, Honda for this opportunity, and all the Andretti Autosport team, because I think you know, to make it happen you need the help, and now from now on I think the next couple of weeks will be interesting, but yeah, as I said, looking forward. A couple of trips, Europe, USA, back and forth. Next weekend we will race in Russia for the Formula 1 Grand Prix, and come back for the test, and then the Spanish Grand Prix, and then come back for the Indy 500. So yeah, busy schedule, but as I said, try to learn as quick as I can.
When you were a young kid, teenager, young man growing up in Spain, as a young racer, Formula 1 was the objective. To be a Formula 1 world champion was the objective. Not necessarily for this project, but when did the Indianapolis 500 come across your radar and was something that you noticed?
Let's say that 4 or 5 years ago, I started thinking about you know, how to let's say grow up as a driver and you know, become a little bit a more complete driver. To do so, I think you need to win the best races in the world, and the most prestigious races in the world. And how to achieve that, I think, is Formula 1, Indy 500, 24-hour Le Mans, which is called the Triple Crown. And that target, very ambitious target, because only one man in history did it, it was quite attractive at the time. But I didn't think that it was possible to attempt another race apart of Formula 1 until I was retiring from Formula 1. So to make it happen now in this year is something that you know, making me very, very proud from my team, and makes me very happy as well, because you know, I will have the first attempt. Obviously, winning is something really big, and I think you need a lot of things that comes to you, but you know, I take it more like an experience, very open. I know that if the race was tomorrow, I'm not ready to do it, because you know, I know nothing about it, but I will go step by step, you know, trying to do some simulator laps, try to be as good as anyone on the simulator first, as good as anyone on the qualifying and running alone than anyone else. and then as good as anyone else on traffic, you know, when he gets time. So day by day, but on Sunday, 28th, I want to be as prepared as anyone else.
Well, we have a lot of people here keen to talk to yourself, Mark, Michael, and Zach. Folks, if you just raise your hand, Pat's on this side, Kate's on that side. Kate, if you want to start first, and you can fire your questions in.
Absolutely. We'll start with Louis Frank from Reuters.
Excuse me, Zach, to borrow a British expression, what do you think the knock-on effects for Formula One awareness in the U.S. will come out of this adventure?
I think this is great for Formula One. I think everyone in here is interested to see how two-time world champion Formula One driver gets on at the Speedway. And so I think that'll draw a lot of fans that follow Fernando and McLaren and Formula One to Indianapolis. And then, of course, I think people in the United States will be equally as keen. So I think this is a win for everybody in motorsports. I don't see any downside to the story whatsoever.
We'll go to CNN.
I'm going to make the question in Spanish. ¿Cómo estás, Fernando? Un gusto que estés acá. Quiero preguntarte, has hablado hace un momento de tu objetivo de hacer lo mismo que hizo Graham Hill, pero ¿piensas hacer el cambio en un mediano plazo o tienes eso también como objetivo, pasar de la Fórmula 1 a competir en la IndyCar, por ejemplo?
You got that? Yeah. I answer in Spanish, or yeah? No, el objetivo es más la triple corona que pasarme a la IndyCar. Así que tomo esa carrera como único objetivo. Esperemos que pueda ser competitivo y poder conseguirla un día. Pero no me planteo correr todo el campeonato de IndyCar en el futuro. Lo mío es la Fórmula 1, me siento bien allí y seguiré en Fórmula 1 y si hago son carreras sueltas fuera de ella.
We'll go to Bruce Martin from Fox.